need some competition out here. Come on.
Our people.
If you're interested in promoting your brand, business, or talent on the first 15 to 30 seconds before each video, email me right now at advertise@hiphopun.com. That's advertise@hiphopun.com. We got some special rates right now. Do not.
Definitely just believe in our movement.
Definitely. So you guys were part of, probably the most iconic, biggest label at that time in hip hop, R&B. What goes into the decision to walk away and move over to Def Jam? If you can kind of get into that, because on the outside looking in, we're like, why in the heck would they leave if everything was so great? Can you take us back to that?
Real rap, money.
Yeah.
Money.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Money and being able to navigate our own course, if you will. Being at Badboy, it was all glitz and glamour and you all the $1 million this and that and the platinum this and all this other stuff or whatever, man. And it was a blessing, and we'll never take that away from anything. And if we had to do it all over again, I'm sure me and my brother would agree that we would sign the same freaking contract over again, shittiness and all. However, at some point, you as a man, as a businessman, as a professional, want to be in control of how you as a brand move forward. And that was not afforded to us in the current situation that we were in, at Badboy. So we went to Puff like men, eye to eye. It wasn't nothing sneaky about it. It wasn't nothing underhanded. We didn't do anything slick or anything like that. We told him straight up, bro, we do not want to leave. We don't want to leave. However, you can't be the only one that surpasses his limitations. You know what I'm saying? And be, it's one thing to be good. 112 wanted to be great. We wanted to be legendary. When you think of legendary groups, you think of New Edition, Jodeci, Boys and Men. That Slim and I call that the trifecta. That's the Trinity. Those are the three groups that everybody else bases their energy off of. You know what I'm saying? Either you came from that Jodeci stem, or you came from that Boys to Men stem. 112 basically came from both of them. In addition to the New Edition with the choreography and all that stuff. So we're like a culmination of all three. But we definitely took something from each one of those groups or whatever. But that was the pantheon of artists that everybody looked up to. Like you were striving to be either New Edition, you were striving to be Jodeci, you were striving to be Boys and Men. Those were the three acts, man. So we felt like based on the current situation that we was in, because it takes money. Yes, it takes money in order to make things move and to make things happen. And we felt like at the time, in addition to money, it takes a belief system that this group can reach those Boys to Men, Jodeci, New Edition level as well. And we just felt like current at that time, that wasn't a priority to Badboy. Now, business is business. You know what I mean? And we understand business. That's why to this day, we can still call Puff and let them know that how much we love him. Matter of fact, when we did the verses, Puff, Mario, and Stevie J were like the three people, and Faith. And Faith Evans, shout out to Faith Evans as well, were the four people that we reached out to in order to make sure that we waxed Jagged Edge's ass on that verse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we did, you know what I'm saying? But we but so that shows you, like, at the end of the day, yeah, we was all upset on how it went down, but time heals all. Well, time tends to heal all wounds, some wounds rather. And that was one of the things that he didn't want us to leave, and we didn't want to leave. Because we understood what we had over at Badboy. We knew that we were part of something special. You know what I'm saying? But we also knew that Def Jam was allowing their artists to be an entity among of themselves and not just part of a whole. Like, you know what I mean? Like Jay-Z was his own artist at Def Jam. You feel what I'm saying? Kanye was his own artist at Def Jam. You know what I mean? It was like, all of these artists, everybody that was there, Ja Rule, Ashanti, even within the dynamic of them being on sub labels, they were still an entity amongst of themselves. We were, all intents and purposes, we was Puffy's little artist, R&B project. You know what I mean? And we honestly felt like it was time for us to come out from under that shadow and become our own men and become our own entity and our own brand. And I felt like, although the results are mixed with us being, signing to Def Jam or whatever, I felt like it was necessary for our growth in order for us to, be a bigger brand, man, because, you got to go through some adversity and, throughout our shit. And just keep in mind, prior to that, for all the fan base, for all they knew, 112 had just been successful off the gate, platinum, second out, platinum, third out, platinum. You know what I mean? So we didn't really see, quote unquote, any slippage, any downfall, or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's until we left and went to Def Jam, and then that's when, things went sideways a little bit, man. But with that, it helped, like Slim said earlier, steel sharpened steel. And that controversy is what we needed in order for us to stand the test of time right now. I mean, think about that shit, bro. It's like 112 was a 4-man group for damn near 20 years. Yeah. And now we still rocking. We still tearing asses up, man. And, what I'm saying? We just us, Slim and myself or whatever, man. So, that's the kind of mark that I wanted to leave. And I'm sure Slim couldn't agree with that. That's the mark that we wanted to leave on the music industry, man, that despite anything that you put in 112's way, we still gonna win, bro. Like, they counted us dead. When the other two left, they counted us dead, bro. They did not want us to succeed. Trust me when I tell you that. Oh, they got 2 new dudes on the group, man. No, they dancers, okay? They just wearing the same thing we got. We're not going to put anybody else in the group. You know what I mean? Because we understand, the legacy that we have, and we also understand that people's emotions wouldn't allow us, even if we put somebody like a Miguel in the group, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or a Ty Dolla $ign or somebody like that, somebody who's a fan of 112, like even somebody like relatable like that, they still would be like, I don't know 112, but y'all sure? We understand what our brand is about. And our brand is way bigger than any individual. And as long as we pay homage to that, and as long as we honor that, we're going to be able to make money until we desire, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts on that. I want to talk about Diddy still real quick, because obviously he has I think he got an exclusive label deal with Motown, where he has Love Records coming out, and Diddy's not dumb, and we know R&B is lacking, in particular male R&B. So I got a pretty good feeling some R&B is going to come out of that, John. Best advice you can give that potential male R&B singer that may be coming through Diddy, because obviously y'all did business with him before, y'all still cool with him now, and he has a bad reputation from the outside looking in when it comes to the music industry, in particular. What's some advice you can give to that artist that may be coming down the pike on Love Records, on how to maneuver in this game?
You know what? I would just tell them to really take their craft seriously and know exactly who you are as an artist. You know what I'm saying? And never lose focus of that. The great thing about Puff is the fact that once you know that, all he does is put steroids into that. So, and I ain't gonna front, like, if you were from the 90s, anybody's first their first contract, if you sign your first contract, it was not favorable to the artist. So let me just say that too. So I guess a lot of people just focus on Puff or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But in truth, anybody that came out in the 90s, their first if they came out on their first contract, it wasn't favorable to the artist. Now, what you did afterwards now depends on you. Now, if you look at the history of 112 situation, 112 was very, very aware of what type of contract we signed. So it was not one of those situations where, we cried about it or whatever. We put together a plan and we executed. That's why there was no mistake or just something just happened that after the third project, which came up with Peaches and Cream and everything, man, we're counting how many masters we turned in. We know exactly what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And then like my brother Mike said, you know, there was no type of secret to it. Like our relationship with Puff may be different from everybody else. We were able to talk to him. And then let me say this too. You know, you're talking to two guys that actually have our publishing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
A lot of the reasons that is also business. Okay. So let me just give a one-on-one to all artists, you know what I'm saying, writers and whatever, you know what I'm saying, producers. If you don't want to be stuck in the current publishing pub deal, it's simple. Don't extend or sign another one to extend your contract, because what then happens is they just put an amendment to the contract that you signed. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, in the case of 112, we really didn't have to we didn't have to. Well, let me just speak of myself. After having 5, you know, very successful projects, and then you have very successful tours and stuff like that or whatever, you know, and I was blessed to have like a successful solo career. I didn't have to sign. Why would you sign a pub deal when you really didn't need that? And at the end of the day, you want your pub. You see what I'm saying? You're signing away somebody, you're signing your situation away. It's like they're renting long term for your pub. So don't sign another one. And as time goes on, time is on your side. It's chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying? And just know the contract that you're signing. So yes, Mike and I, we have our pub. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so the importance of owning your brand, knowing your brand, owning your brand. 112 is owned by 112. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're in control of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I even own my name. You know what I'm saying? That means a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, treat yourself as a business, because you are a walking business.